we have to share more information. Now, if we park anti-competitive issues and we assume that we've navigated that effectively, we then need to think about how is this information effectively shared, because there isn't some global repository. We're not proposing to make all this information open source. So I think that's where we have to question whose role is it to own some of the information that you quite rightly identify is needed for us to all move forward. And by pooling that information will accelerate innovation. So is there an opportunity for an independent, for if we think about, I don't know whether it's ClimateWise, SMI, some of these independent convening bodies, should we be looking to an independent third party to actually be the host of that data to provide sort of an agnostic framework that that's trusted by all to share the data? Now that doesn't answer the type of data that's needed. Really, it's we need more loss data, and to have loss data you need to understand the frequency and the severity. So the loss data will tell you the severity, it won't tell you the frequency unless you also understand the exposure. And then you start to think about, oh well, how much of that information do we want to share? So again, a number of issues that need to be walked through, but I think the start point is identifying who is the most appropriate host for those data points. I think Rob Bailey, who spoke at the sustainability conference, made excellent points. He talked about the challenges that insurers face in terms of the fact they need to figure out what data to collect, to setting their strategy, and then operationalizing that strategy. And I think that's something that whenever I speak to clients, I counsel that they need to have humility with insurers as they operationalize that. Now, we need to align around one framework. We can't have each insurer devising their own framework. We need to have one broad consensus as an industry as to the information that clients need to provide around climate and sustainability. Because let's not forget, at the moment, most of this information is about how do I manage my own portfolio. It's not enhancing the hazard understanding or the underwriting per se of the client or of the risk. So we need to have broad alignment around the information that is required, and we need to communicate that to clients consistently. We need to recognize, and I can't believe I'm about to use the journey word, that it's a journey, that some clients, what our expectations are of the information that a client can provide in 2030 is quite different to the information that we expect our clients to be able to provide in 2022. So insurers also need to have some humility around that. I think they also need to tell clients how this information is going to be used, because that's one of the most disconcerting things with the information at the moment. If I'm telling my client that I need underwriting information, I know that the number of accidents or their loss history, I broadly understand how that's going to influence underwriting outcomes. These external data points that is more about sort of high-level risk selection in an evolving world, it becomes black box underwriting. We have no idea how they're being assessed, how they're being used, or what the insurer expectation is. So I think not just conformity around the information that's being asked for, but also clarity on how it will be used and interpreted.